Okay, how should I do some sort of Sean Evans?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Utah. Welcome to another episode of Hot Ones.
Oh, but do a little.
Whatever you want, man.
Yeah, let's hello.
Whatever you want. Hi.
Hi. I'm Utah. This is my little creative bit where I had a thought where I wanted to just talk to my friends about something cool, something that they might like. And today we have Wuhujin Disciple and Peak Ascended 1 Gamer. That's right, As1, FAN9S, the king himself.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
When you told me you wanted to do this, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's just something to get like the writing brain going, right? Like so much I've been just playing video games and not doing anything.
That's the thing, though.
I think you can relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like shit, I always wonder what people do. Can I curse, by the way?
It's fucking on the internet, man.
I don't know. Some people are not cool with that. Some people don't like the words that are not in the Bible being used out loud in their videos.
Does the Bible have swear words?
I think it has to have. It has hell, probably.
It has to have swear words, right? Like,
Jesus gets put on a he gets nailed across. Fuck.
Yeah, he's walking along. There's some cool shit.
In terms of like hobbies, like I always wonder what people do. Because I feel like it's very rare that someone like has like their life and they do their full-time job and they're 100% fulfilled by that. Like they do their job, they come home and they're like, all right, I've been fulfilled. I can go to sleep now.
Yeah, it's like the 1950s. Oh, I'm gonna go home and have sex with my wife. Like,
I go have sex with my wife and then sleep in separate beds afterwards.
Because they just hate each other. Like, so how familiar are you with competitive Valorant?
I'd say I'm not like a super fan. I'd say like to be truthful, like I'm familiar enough to like know the players, but I'm not watching. I keep up with like the results, but I'm not like if you ask me about fucking the VCT Pacific Ascension League, I'm just like I don't know all the teams, but like I follow
so many tiers,
and Worlds. Yeah, I follow the Worlds, but I don't watch as much as I would like to, just because I'm so fucking busy with shit. But I love like competitive Val for me is so fun to watch. Like my first esport I was watching was Smash, and I've watched a few fighting games. I've watched League before, but like I've never watched like an FPS before watching.
It's so different. The way that they play. Yeah. It really is like on another level. Like they just come up with these massive brain strategies, and I'm like,
yeah, for real.
That was pretty fucking smart. Like,
that's one thing I like about Val is that all the util adds such variance to like the gameplay loop. So whatever you're doing, like if you're gonna execute a site, all right, put Astra Star here, breach util there, this that, like there's this whole domino
effect. They clear like 7 different corners at the same time, and then they're like, oh, the site is ours. Yeah. And if you're on defense, you clear 7 different corners at the same time trying to retake the site. They're, sometimes one guy just pops off, right? Like he just
exactly. That's what those like beautiful moments are. Where everyone like freaks out. He's like, oh my god, he got 4 headshots in a row, like on some crazy eco round. Val, I don't know, Val's sick. I love Valorant.
The hype moments are definitely some of the highest. But we're not here to talk about hype moments.
No, we're not.
All right. Are you familiar with the big tournament they have at the end, like the Worlds? They call it Champions.
They
call it Champions, yeah.
Love Champions.
Unfortunately, in the last 2 Champions, Riot has just fucked up. It's happened twice in 2020. It's probably happened more, but these are the the big ones. Yeah,
this happens this much, and like I feel like twice is even like ridiculous because it's like this is the end all. Like people are traveling from their respective countries and shit to congregate here, play like maybe a best of 3, and then they just fucking go home.
Yeah,
like did it happen at lock-in at all or no?
No, I don't believe these fuck-ups happened at lock-in, but
happened at
These
other
fuck ups definitely happen at the biggest tournament, like
Yeah.
the World Cup, end of the year, and imagine just having like a referee that's just super biased, like.
Imagine Messi puts dynamite in the soccer
Yeah,
ball.
yeah,
They're
like
"Ah,
he just
you're
he
gonna let
kicks
that
it,
one."
he just kills the goalie. Like, so I'm gonna take us back to 2021, year of our Lord 2021. We're going
Yeah,
back in
Lord.
time. This is in
A
the
lot of
group.
religion on this on this show.
We're looking at group stage. There are two teams playing, right? One of them is the underdog Brazilians, Vivo Keed, and the other one is Ascend. And now Ascend, I think, could be considered one of the best teams in the world at this place. So Vivo Keed are like the super underdogs.
Ascend won, right? They won the first world championship.
Yes, they did go on to win the Champions
thing.
2021.
Shebang.
Yeah, and right now, Vivo Keed know that the underdog, but they take it to a game 3 in group stage. So they're probably feeling pretty good about themselves. The map for group, the final game is Breeze. And Breeze apparently has a little little gap where you can see through one way and you can't see through the other way. And I can show you the video here.
I was gonna say, do you have a clip?
I do have a clip. It's not like very evident, but there's a cipher camera.
Whoa!
And you saw it just very briefly. It's like it's on frame for just like half a second.
What the?
So
fuck?
this image should not happen, if that makes any sense.
Oh, is there supposed to be like a wall there or something? Or
Do you see the gap in between the stone and the wood?
oh, what the fuck? Is that supposed to be connected?
Yes, you're not, like, the attackers cannot see you through that wall.
Can't even shoot the camera if you wanted to.
They didn't shoot the camera either. They could shoot it from this angle, right? Because they're out. How long do you think it takes you to go from that opening to like the end of the camera? Like a second, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it's not. Do you think that would be super like impactful on the round?
Absolutely. I mean, the whole point of this whole execute is like that big green fucking wall to like completely obscure someone's view from like getting into the site. Like you're using that for a whole site push. So when you have this whole set of eyes where in Valorant like information is the name of the game, all the way up there in a spot where that like no one in their right fucking mind is gonna be able to shoot that shit, like that's trouble. Like I think it's so difficult to talk about what should and shouldn't be done because honestly at the end of the day this is fucking Riot's fault. If you give someone a hammer and nails and you're like go do something with this, they're gonna fucking push those nails wherever they want to. Like you give someone the tools to do something, they're gonna push it, especially these Valorant teams who are supposed to be like at the pinnacle,
at the best. Yeah, at the best of the best. Like if they know that they can use it.
So like, why would you? And did this like affect? Like, did they have to stop the series or something, or like penalize somebody for this? Or
they did, but they didn't catch it until after the series was over.
So what happened after the series?
Vivo Keed originally won 13-8, right? So the Brazilian team beat the European team. It's like a good for the underdogs type of story.
Yeah.
They used the exploit for 6 rounds. Exploit. And then won 4 of them. And because they won 4, they switched it over. They took the 4 rounds that they won and they reversed it to Ascend. And they gave them an extra round for econ damage.
So Ascend won.
So Ascend
that game.
They switched the score over to 13-9. So they completely reversed course and switched it for the European side.
That's like a blind side because like you like after the series too, they look into that and then they do that.
Yeah,
and also
and like, oh, by the way, you lost. Like,
yeah, you're like, all right, guys, we won. Cool, next round. And they're like, actually, no, you guys lost because you cheated.
You
and
lost.
It's like that, dude. Right? So stupid. What the fuck?
Oh, it gets better, dude. It gets better. So,
yeah.
The next day, they realized they counted wrong. It's they use the exploit for 6 rounds, and instead of winning 4, they won 3. They won 3 rounds.
Oh my god.
So they looked at it again, switched it back, and they're like, oh, okay, so it's now like 12-10. We have no idea who's gonna win.
Do they play it out?
They replayed a second match. They replayed it on Breeze with a send up 7-0.
Without the exploit.
Yes, because they used the exploit for 6 rounds and then a bonus round for econ. They started a send up 7-0.
Oh my god, dude! Nobody wins in this situation. No,
it just
nobody
like
wins.
Terrible, right? Like the casters, they have to stay overtime. The viewers, they're like, "Why the fuck is a send up 7-0?" The Europeans are like, "We're up 7-0. We have to win now." And the Brazilians are like, "Okay, we kind of got screwed out of a win. Like we could have won 12-10." And Ascend does take game 3 13-10. So
all right, it's still close.
It was still close. They were up 7-0. And they brought it real close.
To me, the fault lies squarely with Riot.
Like, I think it does too.
If you put that shit in the game, and like even if you don't mean to, like it's still there, and you're running like a competitive thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What are you doing? Fix it, patch it, figure out what's going on, and just let it like.
And it's a texture too. It's not like a game-breaking bug. It's a texture. It's separating wood and metal.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Riot Games knew about the exploit because I believe 2 months earlier, in Tier 2,
2 months?
2 months earlier, in Tier 2 European Valorant, a team got DC'd for using the exact same exploit, same camera position and everything. So they knew about it. They knew about the exploit, and they were like, "We can't do anything about this.
Don't do that. You see this thing that is wrong? Don't do that. We're not gonna do anything about it, but just don't. We trust you, the player. The onus is on you to not do that.
Yeah.
This thing that we allowed to be in the game.
I have
try that shit.
the exact rule Tier 2, if you wanna.
I would love to take a gander.
You take a gander at it. Intentionally using any in-game bug to seek an advantage is exploiting and prohibited. Exploiting includes acts such as making use of game function that in tournament operator's sole judgment is not functioning as intended and violates the design purpose of Valorant. Team members may confidentially check with the referee at the beginning of competition to determine if this act were to be considered exploiting. Riot reserves the right to make an ex post facto determination of whenever an exploit has occurred. So Riot just said, here's a coverall. Like, hey, if it's our fault, you still gotta let us know.
Yeah.
And we still reserve the right to just like fuck you in the ass.
Yeah. Literally, like, where the fuck, like Ascend, I think Ascend. Did they still? No, they didn't have a team in Tier 1. I don't know if they have a Tier 2 team.
I think their entire team broke up.
You have not seen Vivo Keyed anywhere since then.
Yeah,
and
gone.
what could have been a team that would have ushered in potentially like the beginning of a dynasty for Brazilian Valorant. They're just fucked. They just get fucked. Yeah, they just get fucked.
Was just like, fuck you, dude. Like,
that's like, I mean, I don't know. Like that's on Riot. They gotta hold the L. Like, oh fuck, it's like in Melee when people were allowing wobbling. And it was like, well, it's in the game, so fuck it. Let's wobbling.
I feel like fighting games are a bit more off the seat of your pants, right? Like, like these will just be like, it's in the game. We can't do it.
But like for games like Melee, it's like that game has no dev support. Like Melee was put out in 2001, I think, as like a fucking mistake to be a children's party game, somehow with so much nuance put into it as well. Shit, like. They like buried so much like tech in that game. Like I learned the other day that Marth has like different angles on his up B if you hold like directions with it and shit like that. Like they don't teach you that shit. They don't teach you that shit.
That's a swing sword, right? Like
literally. And they're like they're not like you can't like be free with it. Like I understand recovery, you can be free with the directions you put in them. But I didn't know Marth could do that. I just thought he went up. That's it. You just go up, you do a little sword swipe up, and you're good to go. But like, so it's like if there's an exploit or something that can be very easily abused in that game, it's almost all right to be like, all right, this is a banned technique. If you do this, you are gonna get in trouble because that's not gonna change ever. This technique will never be taken out of the game. Valorant is a ongoing video game developed by one of the most active like companies in competitive gaming. Like League of Legends still gets updates. It
Every
still
2
gets
weeks. Every 2 weeks.
It's like
Every 2 weeks they get a patch.
fucking characters. Like Valorant is constantly being updated and looked at and put under a magnifying glass. Like there is no fucking excuse. So you should be like, fuck, gotta patch that out. The first thing I would hire my intern Joseph to do would be, hey, fix that fucking texture on that map, bro.
Break the game.
Fix
See
this
what we
shit.
can fix. Yeah.
Oh my god, like I don't know. It's unfair. Like competitive integrity, like you train for months with these teams, take moments of your life because esports is already hectic enough as is. Like trying to have a full-time career in esports, you're someone who is considered to be an athlete in some metric, meaning you have to dedicate all this time to this game. And just to go to this world tournament, use something you learned.
Use a camera that gives you. I agree. The 1 second of advantage, right? The 1 second it takes you to go from one place to the other. Absolutely. That matters. That definitely matters. But it feels so minor, especially at the level that we play at, where like, okay, they're using the exploit. We just
also had another camera. Like that camera achieves just seeing over the wall, so when they're entering, so you can like get the one up. Like you could put a Cypher camera like right before the round starts, slap it on the wall, like in the same horizontal area, basically, and it'll achieve the same thing the exploit did.
Yeah.
Like you would just be able to break it a little bit more easily instead of being like, oh fuck, where is this thing? Because in Valorant, like the worst place for something to be is like above you and behind you.
I'm gonna let my cat into my room.
He's got a lot to. Boy's got a lot to say too.
Let's move on.
But this is not the only example.
Oh no. But here's something also a little fucky wucky. Same exact tournament.
Oh my god, same tournament?
Sentinels versus Fury, another Brazilian team versus, NA's finest. This was like
Golden Goose.
This was like Sentinels. Like everyone was high on those Sentinels hype train.
Everyone was on Sentinels copium. Yeah. Even though I think they won one Masters and nothing else.
They won the first one.
They won the first one. Everyone's like,
they just shit the bed for the rest of them.
Yeah. What a dynasty! Like they had the not real dynasty. Like I still love Sentinels. They're my favorite team of all time, and it's just because I heckin' love tens.
I heckin' love tens.
They've changed the whole roster besides them, but they somehow keep the core like brand intact. I'm ready. Let's see this.
All right, so
1-minute tech pause because of this play. Oh,
this is the most insignificant. So you look at the Jet. She's doing like a little jump thing. You see that right there?
Because it's unlikely they're going to continue.
You see that
was it?
That was it?
Because he did that jump unaided with util?
Yes.
And this had a ruling? Oh my god. Check him PC.
So
not very normally.
They did a mid-game check, actually. So it's 12-8. Sentinels is in the lead. Furia are trying to start their comeback. He does this little jump thing. Furia win this round. And then Riot are like, hold on a sec.
The Furia player did the jump?
The Furia player, the Jet did the jump. That's a Furia Jet jump. Riot was like, hold on a second. What's going on here? Is our game broken again? What's happening? Like,
what do we do this time?
So they take a 20-minute break and to investigate. And at the end of the 20 minutes, they're like, just keep playing.
Never mind. Yeah, it's actually normal.
Oops, my bad, man. Like, yeah, you should be able. That's not a bug. That's a feature. And Brazilian fans were livid. They were so pissed. Yeah, like, because they're just won the round. They're like, all right, momentum's on our side. It's 12-9. 3 more rounds. Bring it to overtime. Maybe win it in overtime. And in the middle of the 20 minutes, Shazam takes a bathroom break.
I remember this. I do remember this.
That is the one thing that Brazilian fans focused on was, what the fuck? Why is he able to take a bathroom break?
Why is he able to take a piss break?
You're a man. Men hold it. Like,
men hold it in, bro. No P February. Come on, bro. God damn. Because they're probably thinking he's on it, like, while he's whipping it out, you know, emptying himself out.
He's like looking up straight.
Guys, let's get it. What's up, coach?
Hey, coach. He can talk to his coach in between rounds. He's like,
why? It is a 20-minute tech pause is never fucking justified. Like, if it's like, oh, my mouse exploded in my hands while I was using it, that might warrant a 20-minute tech pause. But because this dude did this fucking box jump that every ranked shitter does in Valorant on Haven, like, you derail the momentum of the game completely.
No, it's pretty absurd. I think
it's like if you're playing like a little league
that's a
soccer
cooldown,
game,
right? You can't. The players are stuck sitting there. They're told not to talk to each other. They can't go into like aim labs, right? They can't stay hot.
No, they can't do shit. They just guys like you get iced out. Everyone gets iced out.
Everyone gets iced out. Do you want to know the final result?
Did Sentinels win?
Oh yeah, they won the next round.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's
it was very much. Furia got completely iced out, and they just got demolished in the next round. Yeah.
God damn.
Do you want to know what happens the next year at Champions?
Something. Oh.
I think you know this one.
I think I know this one. This one was like this one's probably the most like popular one. I feel
this
like,
one
we've known about.
It was just an absolute insane decision by Riot. Let me paint the picture for you. We're in lower bracket playoffs, right? Loser goes home. We're in game 3. So FPX, another European team, and XSET have split the first 2 maps, and we're playing for overtime. I believe this is the last round. It's like 12-11. FPX is leading. And I have the clip here for you. It's pretty.
I've seen this one so many times. I love this clip.
Oh. If you see it.
So fucked. It is so fucked. He's watching so
yeah.
You can even see everything.
Yeah.
He has he's holding this door because he's like, oh, he's definitely there.
They're both there. They're both coming from door.
You can see though, Zekin is watching. Where's Zekin sitting? He's sitting main.
Yep.
The KJ player is playing Hell, and so probably Hell. I'm assuming it's Hell.
Yeah.
One win is so he can like trade.
Yeah.
The
depth
KO.
when he does.
So one could potentially go Heaven in this situation, and because the KJ turret spazzes the fuck out and turns around, Def turns around completely and looks towards Heaven, where there's no one to be found because the information, the util that specifically gives
designed to give information,
it doesn't serve to kill people because it does no damage. It's supposed to tell you where the enemy is.
Yep.
And can we just play the rest of this clip?
That's it.
Oh, that's it? That's the whole clip?
Yeah.
Do they lose this round? Does XSET lose this round?
XSET lose this round. XSET
and they lose the game.
Comes in because they have 2 people thinking that they're coming from Heaven. Actually, they have 3 people thinking they're coming from Heaven because of the turret. FPX is able to get on site, get the 2 kills, and trade out for the guy in A main, get the defuse, and then win the 3rd game, sending like NA's 2nd best team or 3rd best team home. Here's the issue. Oh, it gets better. So, game's over. You lost. So because the turret gave false information, but, it was so brief. It was so quick. Like, nobody caught it. Everyone had already shaken hands. XSET was already, like, gearing up to go back to the hotel. FPX was gearing up to go back to the hotel. They were taken to a back room, said, hand over your phones.
And shot dead.
You cannot talk to each other. So they're kept completely in the dark about what's happening.
Oh my god.
As Riot reviews what the fuck did our game just do? like why is it breaking? They end up ruling after 2 hours. 2 hours of where the players can't talk to each other, and They can't use their phones. They can't tweet. They can't text. Be like, "Oh, Riot Games has got us stuck in in the
in the back room. We're tied up in the Riot back room. Please help."
They say we're gonna replay the round. Oh yeah. And now this is like 1 a.m. in Turkey, which is where
Turkey,
champion.
right?
Yeah, they're in Turkey. It's 1 a.m. They're like, you guys got to go back and play. You guys are gamers. This is when you play, right?
You guys, this is your job, right? You game all day. You're not tired, right?
Yeah. So,
by the way, those emotions you feel, just suppress them.
Yeah, just you won. Not really. We're gonna give NA another chance. To be fair, NA kind of needs it nowadays, but they also already gave post game interviews. So they did the whole shebang. Post game, handshakes, and then they're taken to a back room. 2 hours later, they're like, "You guys gotta play some more." Xset win the next round,
and they send FPX home. Oh no, they go to overtime, right?
They go to overtime. FPX wins 16-14 at 2:30 in the morning. The FPX players, I think 2 of them don't go up for that, like a post game handshake. Those that do look at them in the eye and go like, "Nice try," like, yeah, nice try. You guys tried really hard. So,
dude, nobody wins here.
Yeah, there's no winners because the Xset players.
Nobody wins.
FPX, you clearly understand how the FPX players feel. Like they're like, what the fuck? Like
we won. Why do we have to do that shit again?
We have to win again? Like, okay. Like they think it was the Xset players that instigated
it's game
it.
Game 3 overtime point or match point rather for them. And they have to play it again. And they have to play in overtime.
Yeah,
that's insane, bro.
So FPX wins. Xset gets sent home. The FPX players are super pissed, but they can't say anything, or else they'll be just clearly fined by Riot Games.
Yeah.
The Xset players are saying, guys, Riot took a look at it, and this is their decision. We didn't go to Riot and say, hey, your turret's fucking terrible. Like, so there's again just no winners.
Because I used to play KJ a fair amount too before I switched to just playing Phoenix fully. And I thought that was like if you peek the turret for like a split second, it spazzes out and starts shooting, but it doesn't like. I never was like, oh, that's a bug. That's just like the turret needs time to lock on to its target. And that's what I thought at first when this bug. But then when Riot was like, yeah, no, that's not supposed to be fucking happening.
It's not supposed to do that.
Bro,
what the fuck?
You're telling me of your whole team that plays, there are people who on Riot play ranked Valorant. They give out Riot buddies to people. They just have fun. They're just playing the game that they work on for fun. You're telling me not one of those guys was like, hey, boss.
This turret's kind of fucky.
This shit ain't working. So turret machine broke. You gotta fix this.
It also matters which direction you place the turret because it goes back to the original location, right? If you see a person here, it's gonna shoot here and then spaz back out to where the original position is placed. So if the Xset player just turned his turret around just a little bit, maybe we wouldn't have this situation.
I don't know. I literally don't know.
Yeah.
But he was at the door. Like he was in a completely opposite direction.
It did do the little Flappy Bird thing and then just turn around and then.
That's fucking tough, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
How would we resolve these issues? How would you resolve? Like, say I were to make you chairman of Riot Valorant. Like, you are now Fang Valorant. Riot Fang. And you're like, oh, I have to resolve these issues.
Yeah.
What would be the play?
I think I would just let it like rock. Like if something happens during the game that like if someone's aimbotting, that's different from like in-game bugs or exploits.
Yeah.
Like I mean, again, there's like probably no right option here, but to me, like competitive integrity and the flow of stuff is way more important than this shit. Like there will always be these little shoulda, coulda, wouldas that like will affect the outcome of like an entire game.
Yeah.
Like butterfly effect. Butterfly effect. But I think you don't detract from an entire fucking game to do that. Like, yeah, the result is what it is. y'all can always come back and play again, or like you'll have more opportunities to prove yourself in your Valorant career in the future. This is the bug. We'll fix it after this game or this tournament or whatever. But you're in a situation where you're making people stop what they're doing, their competition. That is the minute like competitive integrity, I feel like, goes out the window, because then all these external factors, like the goal of a competitive Valorant set should just be players playing the game,
Yeah,
and seeing who wins,
finding
and
the
that's
better
it.
team out of the two,
And not interrupting that process at all, because it creates so much, like, it makes everything so murky. It makes it's good fucking TV as a viewer, because you're like, oh shit, controversy.
Oh, Twitter.
Like,
Twitter's gonna be popping off.
To me, the most important thing is the players, because they're the ones
Playing the game.
putting their life like out there to do it for their craft. And so like, if I, oh damn, that Cypher Cam shouldn't be like that. All right, we'll patch that out.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, like next time. Again, nobody wins though. There's someone always who's gonna have maybe a player. Like, the most important opinions are those of the players and the staff and people who are playing.
I just think it's super egregious that they knew about the Cypher Cam.
Exactly.
Glitch, right?
Yeah.
They
So
knew
that's
someone literally got
that.
busted for doing the exact same glitch, exact same map, and they're like,
Literally, yeah,
don't
like,
do this. Just don't.
Man.
If you're wondering about it, come talk to us about it. We'll tell you if it's illegal or not. But just don't do this. What are you doing?
It's like you walk into my apartment and I'm like, oh, yo, by the way, I have this like giant pit with like teeth in my apartment. Like, just don't step on it.
No.
And like, maybe you're eating and you're tired or whatever, you like step over and you fall, and like, oh fuck, yeah, that was there. Shit.
Oh yeah, T-pit.
Damn. I should have put a floorboard over that or something.
Yeah.
I just gotten that uninstalled. Anyway, you're gonna walk into my apartment again and try that again while the teeth pit is still there to walk. Like, this is so stupid. It's so dumb. Like, it's in the game. Get out. Yeah.
If they know that it's not supposed to be there,
I can only assume
that
like, the code for this game is just like fucking
it's
mess.
Ass. It's spaghetti code.
There are so many probably unique properties in the game that you have to code that affect a number of other, like, as someone who studied software development in college and majored in computer science, like, just imagining, because like, if you do one thing in your code, it can literally fucking affect the rest of the code.
They're introducing
like,
new operators, new maps, new textures. They're reworking existing maps,
and they have to all coexist and interact with each other properly. Like, that shit is not gonna happen. Like, and they also probably go through extensive testing periods with this shit too in PvE. Like, I don't know. Then it hasn't happened yet though for
not this year.
The Valorant this year.
Not this year. So not yet. Just wait till champions, maybe. Right? They save it.
Wait till when it matters most.
All right. I think we're good. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on.
Of course.